Hello everyone, welcome to another talk here. It's October 5th, 2022. So today we're going to talk a little bit about chord voicings and playing a little bit of some inversions and kind of things and voicing types that will help with both comping and also with putting in a few chords if you're taking a solo or something, and getting that all happening. So all right, so we'll start with a little bit of playing here and talk a little bit about some of the voicing. So I'll place in some voicings here and there, and kind of get started. Looks like I'm having a little trouble with one of my cameras, but anyway, so maybe I'll stick with this view for now, and we'll do a little bit of playing on it. think once again, I probably forgot to mute my microphone. But anyway, hopefully I got the idea across with that. So a few things, a few approaches there. I played some single lines and mixed in some chords early on, and then did a little bit more of a little more chord work here and there. So just sort of taking moments to play a little bit more or less of chords, or a little bit more or less of some of the melodies, or a single line kind of approach as well. All right, so looks like I've got my view set up here. So see if I can also get the MIDI neck operable here, and see if we can check out some voicings and some good starting points that I'd recommend for playing voicings and all that. All right, so looks like things are good now. Okay, so let's go through the chord changes a little bit. So one of the very first places to start, I would recommend, is work on some of the drop 3 type voicings. So A minor, for example, be like this. So that's a root position. That's I'm in. Turn the volume down a little bit so I can dig in more. So that is going to be 5th fret there with strings 6, 4, 3, and 2. Okay. Now we could go up to D minor way up here and play the same drop 3 type voicing. But what if we stayed down here, played an inversion, okay, of D minor. So this would be 2nd inversion of D minor. So now we're in 3rd position, and we're playing that. So we string, again, focusing on string 6, 4, 3, and 2. So what happens with that is we get some nice voice leading kind of opportunities here. So G7 back in root position, C major 7, so that's 2nd inversion, and then C7, and then the F major 7, okay, in that position, 1st position. So just, you can see how it kind of walks down there. Do the same thing up here in 10th position, starting with A minor 7 and 10th position. Okay, and then we have the D minor root position here. Okay, and then the G7, 2nd inversion, C major 7, root position. So now we're on that 8th position, and then the C7th is also root position, and going to the F major 7, ending up there. Okay, and then of course we can kind of keep going because we don't run out of strings so much. So B minor 7 flat 5. Okay. E7, 2nd inversion. So we're down to 5th position. And then we work up into that A minor. Okay, so those are really great spots to especially do the comping for, or playing the chord changes as a sort of rhythm player. Now here's a nice sort of thing on the guitar that works out pretty well, which is to take, so let's say you're playing, maybe you want to play more sparse, well, not more sparse, but maybe stay out of the lower range, maybe keep out of the basis range. So take a chord like this A minor 7 that we did. Take this note, since strings 1 and 6 are the same note in standard tuning, that we could play up here. We can move that low note on the 6th string to the 1st string. Okay, and then we get this chord here. Okay, in 10th position. So now what was a second inversion, drop 3, becomes a first inversion, drop 2, I believe. Okay, so we get that. Okay, and then we can just kind of remove all those low notes, put them up on the top strings. So A minor, D minor, G7, and then C major 7, C7, F major 7, okay, B minor 7 flat 5, E7, which you could maybe play a flat 9 on that, and then down to A minor. So that's quite a few of the chords. I think only one chord that we haven't really discussed here is A7. So we play A7 here in root position, drop 3, and just change it up to 3rd inversion. All right, so I'm going to do a little more playing here and check the screen down, make sure it's working okay. All right, so we'll do a little more playing, and I'll try to put in some of those spots there as we kind of play through it. Maybe I'll go a little slower so I can see what I'm doing here. So you can move up through anywhere. You can move up here, do different inversions. Maybe add a little bit of a kind of color tone on some of these. Maybe kind of encircle. Go on and do a little soloing and put those in there. Okay, so there's some ideas and just sort of maybe some practical kind of things on what's going on there. So couple of things, couple of takeaways on this is so in that first chorus through, I really played pretty much the chords and inversions that we had talked about as far as moving up to the top 4 strings. And one thing that does for us is it gives us sort of like a string of tones that move on the middle 2 strings. You could take this concept out to your solo playing and different types of things, but and you don't have to do this 100% of the time. But I'm just saying as a concept for certain things, including chord melody. You could think of the lower 2 as the bass tones, right? And then the middle 2 as your as pairs of notes that kind of identify what the chord is. So it's major, minor, dominant, things like that. And then the first 2, you might think of those as being more melodic, or even strings 4 through 2. You might think of those as being, okay, I'm going to use these chords and kind of exclusively use those, or reach into that first string. So to get some more of the maybe extensions or just to fill things out a little bit more. But if we take a look through the progression a little bit here, and play so A minor, so I'm in 10th position. We'll kind of hear these notes and see these notes kind of cascade down. So that's D minor, G7, C major 7, C7, F major 7, B minor 7 flat 5, without the flat 5, including that, E7, A minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, okay, C major 7, okay, and then we're going to kind of move up here and kind of cascade back down. Okay, so those are really helpful for a couple of different things. If you're playing, let's say in a group, you're just sort of doing a more rhythmic thing, kind of filling in the rhythm section, maybe doing like a Count Basie sort of Freddie Green kind of thing. You could really sort of focus on those tones. That's not going to come across on the MIDI neck very well. So switch over to this. So we have the right. So we're muting some of those other strings and getting maybe a tone or 2 from the middle 2 strings, just to sort of give us a little idea of what the quality of the chord is. But we're just kind of more making almost kind of like a percussive kind of sound. But you can also use the same content for playing single line melody and maybe placing some of those chords into there as well. So I'll do a little bit of that. So that could help too with some of the more up-tempo things. So let's try a little quicker tempo here. All right, and we'll kind of bump along with that. All right, here we go. So that's a little bit of an idea of some things with what chords to play and voicings and sort of the concept of playing some of these things. And you can of course do these in different kinds of roles. You know, whether you're playing a solo or playing rhythm guitar or chord melody. So it kind of interconnect into these very similar kinds of content or concepts and things. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for checking this out. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next one.